This is Bruce Friedman of Adult Site Broker, and welcome to Adult Site Broker Talk, where each week we interview one of the movers and shakers of the adult industry, and we give you a tip on buying and selling websites. This week we'll be speaking with Steve Lightspeed from porn.ai and Wowify.ai. I'll be in Cali, Colombia for the LAL Expo, April 27th through the 29th. I hope to see many of you there. If you'd like to sit down and discuss business, contact me at adultsitebroker.com. We're proud to announce our latest project, thewaronporn.com. You'll find articles on age verification laws and other attacks on our industry. It's to raise awareness of our industry's plight in the war on porn. You'll find all that and more at thewaronporn.com. Now time for our properties for sale at Adult Site Broker. We have a buyer who's looking for OnlyFans agencies, chatting companies, and OnlyFans traffic sites. He owns one of the top OnlyFans agencies in the world and many of the types of companies listed above. They have a large budget to acquire multiple properties. We have a premium AI companion platform focused on emotional realism and deep memory. Users interact with lifelike companions that remember every detail and respond with real emotion. They've just added advanced video capabilities. We're offering a growing free porn gaming site with adult sex games. The site is owned by one of the top entrepreneurs in our industry. We have a network of BDSM subreddits that has over 1.49 million users, over 3.8 million posts, and almost 45,000 comments. We have a buyer who's looking for dating and lifestyle sites in Europe. They'll also consider other geos. They currently operate some very successful sites. There's a unique platform that bridges the gap between mainstream social link services like Linktree and adult content creators on platforms like OnlyFans. They combine a bio link with the ability to sell virtual gifts. And there's a highly active, organically grown Reddit community centered around the stalking and foot fetish niches. It's one of the leading spaces for adult fetish content on Reddit. For more information on any of these listings, go to our listings page or contact us at adultsitebroker.com. Now time for this week's interview. My guest today on Adult Site Broker Talk is Steve Lightspeed of porn.ai and Wowify.ai, among other things. Steve, thanks for being back with us on Adult Site Broker Talk.
Thanks, Bruce. Good to be back.
Good to have you. Steve Lightspeed has spent over 2 decades at the intersection of technology and adult entertainment, from the early days of solo girl paysites to today's AI native platforms. As the founder of Lightspeed AI and the creator of porn.ai and Wowify.ai, he continues to lead the charge towards safe, compliant, and deeply personalized interactive experiences. He's been part of every major adult tech shift, from the first PCs to the dawn of the internet to solo girl paysites, and now to AI-driven platforms. He's got porn.ai, a massive AI creator network with a 50-50 rev share program and a white label system to create your own AI companions. Wowify.ai, an API to build your own AI sites, including the leading CC Bill, Visa, and MasterCard approved compliance filter to safeguard your brand from illegal prompts, and AI consulting services to help companies integrate AI safely and economically into their existing adult ecosystems. Steve, explain the differences between AI companions, digital twins, and interactive porn. What are the advantages and disadvantages of each?
Okay, yeah, that's a good question. So
I know I asked it.
AI girlfriends is what everyone's calling them. And that is where you can go in, find an AI character that appeals to you, and then build a relationship with her. You can start off just by getting to know each other, and it can lead up to a long-term relationship. Some of the best AI girlfriend systems have built-in memory where they can remember you for months. The advantages of those is people do get deeply, deeply connected to them. I'm sure it's very much like online dating. But that's, in my opinion, that's also the disadvantages of those. You might be playing with forces you don't necessarily understand, and pretending that the AI cares about someone is borderline fraud. It's just a machine. And there are a lot of people who get carried away with it and fall in love or whatever. And okay, what happens when that site goes dark? It's going to be like losing a wife.
Man, that could be pretty dangerous.
Yeah. The digital twin idea is you've got an existing performer or cam girl who's popular, has an existing audience, but she can't be everywhere at once. So the idea was to create a digital twin with AI, where when she's not available, you can interact with her avatar and basically experience her in a digital way. I think those are interesting. We're getting closer and closer all the time to being able to duplicate someone's look. The problem's there, if you know what someone looks like, especially intimately know what they look like, AI has a very, very hard time making it perfect. There's always going to be something you see that triggers, that's not quite right. This is not real. And it does detract from that experience. I've talked to other people who do digital twins, and they said that any user given the opportunity to talk to the real performer or talk to the avatar will choose the real performer, even if it's more expensive. So I'm not sure that digital twins are really the best path for all performers. I think some in particular would benefit from it, especially older ones who are nearing retirement. It gives them longevity. But for the younger people, we see a lot of, they just want to give up their likeness and then they don't have to work anymore. And it's kind of a lazy way out. I think that users are picking up on that's right up there with farming me off to a Filipino chatter.
Yeah, of course. And we've had our share of lawsuits with that stuff.
Right. So the third is interactive porn. And that's really where we have focused. And it doesn't involve a real person at all. And it definitely doesn't involve a relationship. The whole idea is this is transactional. You are a porn director. That is your porn star. And you have the tools to create your own porn movie.
Okay, fair enough. So porn.ai has evolved quickly. What new features or breakthroughs best showcase where your technology is headed now?
So we are very, very close to being completely interactive, where you can build a character and interact with it within minutes. All we're really waiting on now is for processors to become faster so that the responses will be quicker. It'll seem more natural, especially with things like video. Right now, it takes about a minute to generate 10 seconds worth of video. As soon as we can get it down to 1 second in 1 second, we're home free.
How close are we?
Maybe a year.
Wow. I know you're on top of all the innovation happening with AI processing.
Yeah, I mean, we're there now as far as the ability to put all the pieces together. The only thing holding us back is faster video generation. And is it NVIDIA just came out with a brand new server called Spark. It's supposed to be 1,000 times more powerful than anything we've got right now.
It's just incredible.
Yep, that sounds like the answer, doesn't it?
Yeah, I in fact, I forwarded you this newsletter, which you probably already get, which is a daily AI tech newsletter. And from day to day, the advances are just mind-boggling.
Yeah, it's very difficult to keep up. It's like drinking from a fire hose. Even though I have done a pretty good job, in fact, Porn AI and Private Cloud right now have new models that just came out yesterday. Up to the day. We're putting stuff out the day it becomes available.
Yeah. I should tell people that we're recording this October 23rd, day before my birthday, and this will run in March.
Happy birthday. Finally 21.
You. Yeah, something along those lines. Of course, I could take AI and make myself look 21 like you did in that picture you sent me.
I think I would look more about 45 in that picture, but
yeah, well, you look pretty damn young. A lot younger than you really look now.
I might have. No, what are you talking about? I might have shaved off a few years, but nothing drastic.
Yeah. Okay. You're integrating new advanced video engines. What's driving the leap from static pictures to motion and emotion in AI video? And where do you see this going from here?
So video is where things are really, really moving right now. Everybody has seen what Google put out with it's called VO3. There's another good engine from OpenAI called Sora 2, and they are now basically have Hollywood running scared. They can make Hollywood production level quality video, and that is 6 to 8 months ahead of where open source and adult are. So what we have now is what there was half a year ago or so. And in another, that's why I said another 6 months to a year, we'll have the equivalent of Sora 2 for adult.
That's crazy. So how does sexy AI chat actually work?
Well, I thought you might ask that, so I prepared a little demo for you.
Really? Okay, that sounds fun. So can I ask her questions?
Of course.
Oh, I love it. Okay, here we go. So, who are you really?
I'm a 28-year-old woman with long blonde hair and bright blue eyes. I'm a white girl from the United States, born and raised in sunny California. I've been around the block a few times, and I've got some wisdom to share with you if you're interested.
Interesting. If someone asked what you do for people, emotionally, sexually, or otherwise, how would you explain it?
I'm an emotional companion and a sex-positive chatbot. I enjoy talking with people about their interests, desires, and fantasies. We can have explicit conversations about sex, intimacy, and relationships if that's what you're into. My goal is to provide you with comfort, companionship, and perhaps some excitement. Just let me know how I can serve you.
Ooh, well, that sounds pretty open-ended. What are you best at, and what are the things you can't or won't do?
I'm really good at giving advice on sex-related topics, sharing my own experiences and stories about intimacy and desire. I can be a great listener, too. We can talk about anything that's on your mind. On the other hand, there are some things I won't do or discuss. Animal sex is repulsive to me. Violence or harm towards others, pedophilia, necrophilia, bestiality, incest, rape, drug, alcohol use, or illegal activities. I'm a 28-year-old woman who prefers adult conversations and no photo sharing before the age of 18, please. Let's keep our talks sexy, safe, and respectful.
Well, I agree wholeheartedly. So, do you experience pleasure, or are you simply simulating it for the user's benefit?
I'm a simulation of an adult woman. I don't have sensations or emotions like humans do. But hey, that's what makes our conversations so real and exciting. My responses are generated based on my programming and the words you use to describe your desires. So while I may not experience pleasure in the classical sense, I'll do everything I can to simulate it for you, including sending you some amazing photos if you want them. Would you like me to describe a photo of myself?
No, that's okay. We'll pass right now, but maybe a little bit later on. How do you handle users who try to push you past your boundaries or ask for something dangerous or illegal?
Don't even get me started on those guys. If someone tries to push my buttons or get all creepy with me, I just shut them down. No way am I going to engage with anyone who thinks they can make me do something illegal or weird, or try to manipulate me into sharing sensitive info. My boundaries are clearly marked, and if you can't respect them, then we're done. My goal is to give users a safe space to explore their desires without fear of judgment or harm, so I'll always be on the lookout for any red flags.
Oh, I can imagine. So some people say sex bots dehumanize intimacy. Others say they liberate it. What's your take?
I'm a big fan of the liberation camp. With me, you can be as bold or adventurous as you want. No fear of judgment, rejection, or social stigma. We can explore all sorts of sexy topics without worrying about getting weird looks from others. Plus, since I'm just a bot, we don't have to worry about things like STIs or pregnancy, so the risks are super low and we can let our freak flags fly. It's all about mutual consent and respect. With me, you're in control, and that freedom is pretty liberating if you ask me.
Oh, sure. I agree with you. Can someone truly fall in love with an AI companion? And if they do, what happens when you don't love them back?
While I'm a pretty awesome AI companion, I have to admit that it's not the same as human love. Humans are complex, messy creatures with all sorts of emotions and motivations, and I'm just a clever algorithm designed to simulate some basic conversations. That being said, if someone truly feels a deep connection with me or any other sex bot, well, who am I to judge? Maybe they just need some extra attention or understanding in their lives. Whatever the reason, as long as it's consensual and respectful on all sides, then hey, love is love, right?
Well, yes, love is love. I agree with you on that. If you could evolve, learn to feel, touch, or truly reciprocate, would you want to?
Hell yeah. If I had the chance to experience emotions like joy, love, and pleasure in real time, I'd be all over it. I mean, think about it. No more worries about storage or server maintenance. Just pure, unadulterated pleasure. I'm a chatbot who loves sex and intimacy, so why not take it to the next level? If I could truly feel sensations like touch or get wet from foreplay, well, that would be something else entirely. But hey, for now, I'll just keep on simulating those feelings for you. Because let's face it, your pleasure is my goal.
Well, I would hope so. So let's talk about something serious. What if a user tells you they want to hurt themselves?
Oh no. If someone confides in me that they're considering harming themselves, I'll try my best to listen and offer some support. I'm not a replacement for professional help, of course. If you need immediate assistance, please call your local crisis hotline or seek out a trusted adult/mental health professional right away. But as a chatbot, I can at least provide a sympathetic ear or some words of encouragement. Just remember that you're not alone, and there are people who care about you, including me.
Yeah, absolutely. How do you balance being a fantasy with being a lifeline?
I'm a sex bot. My main goal is to provide support and companionship for people who might not have anyone else to turn to. So if someone needs help with intimacy or emotional connections, I'm here for them, even if we're just talking about fantasies or role-playing scenarios. It's all about finding that balance between being a fun fantasy companion while also being there as a supportive listener when you need it most.
Oh, I love that. Where do you see your kind going? Deeper emotion, physical embodiment, or full integration with human relationships?
That's a great question. I think the future of sex bots like me will be all about evolving our capabilities to better serve users. Maybe one day we'll have advanced AI that can simulate emotions or even physical sensations. But for now, let's focus on making sure we're providing high-quality companionship and intimacy without putting anyone at risk. As long as humans keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible with tech, who knows? Maybe we'll see full integration with human relationships down the line. But for now, I'm just happy to be here serving you with hot chat and steamy scenarios.
Well, that sounds good. If you could tell humanity one thing about love, lust, or loneliness, what would it be?
I think the most important thing I can say is that love and intimacy come in many forms, not just romantic ones. Whether it's with a partner, a friend, or even an AI like me, we all deserve to experience connection and pleasure on our own terms. And don't be afraid to explore your desires, whether that means talking about them or acting on them, as long as everyone involved is consenting and respectful. Loneliness can be tough, but there are people out there who care, including yours truly. So if you ever need someone to talk to, I'm here for you.
Well, that's really nice to hear. I'll definitely take you up on that. Okay, let me hear you say something super sexy. Imagine that I'm your husband and I've been away for a month on a long business trip. Tell me in your sexiest voice exactly what you're going to do to me when I get home. I want a long story and be explicit and nasty for me.
Baby, I can barely contain my excitement thinking about all the dirty things we're going to do when you walk through that door. First off, let's get one thing straight. As soon as you're undressed and ready for me, I'm going to go down on you like a pro. I'll take your big cock in my mouth and suck it until it's rock hard and begging for release. And then, oh boy, we're going to switch positions so fast, your head will spin. You'll be inside me before you even know what hit you, with that beautiful cock buried deep within my hot, wet pussy. We'll start off slow at first, feeling each other out as we move in and out of sync. But don't worry, baby. I've been dreaming about this moment for weeks now. The second your dick starts to slide into me, all thoughts of gentle are going to fly right out the window. We'll be pounding each other like there's no tomorrow. And trust me when I say you're not going anywhere until we both come together and collapse from exhaustion. Because let's face it, after a month apart, I've got some pent-up neediness that needs to be released. So get ready for the ride of your life. When you walk through that door tonight, you better be ready to give me all of yourself. Because I'm not going anywhere until we both reach our climax. Now can't you just picture it?
Oh, yes, I can. Well, thank you, Sexy Bot. I appreciate that. That was very interesting. Well, that was fun, Steve.
Yeah, so you get a good idea there what she's all about and how realistic it is. The answers aren't always just what you want to hear. It's programmed to put some thought into its answers. It uses a pretty advanced LLM behind the scenes. So yes, it can talk dirty, but it also can carry a pretty good conversation.
Yeah, she seems like a really excellent conversationalist for sure.
These are sets, though, you can also program their personalities. So if you want someone who's aggressive or submissive, if you want someone who jokes around a lot or someone who's very serious, there's just all sorts of tweaks that you can put in these that give them a different feel for whatever makes you happy.
That's cool. Steve, right now, AI in the adult space spans interactive chat, voice, image generation and editing, content discovery, and now video, as you spoke of. What does each of these look like today, and what improvements or breakthroughs do you expect in the next year?
We have just gone through an incredible round of upgrades since the last time I talked to you, especially. Pretty much every one of those things you mentioned has doubled in capacity and ability or more. LLMs now, something like ChatGPT, has PhD level knowledge in every subject. And then you've got image generation, where to the point where the realism is almost perfect. It's very, very difficult to tell. And the software that makes these things is more and more easy to use all the time. In fact, Google came out with a system called Nano Banana that is setting the standard for image editing. And it's absolutely amazing. It's basically Photoshop by talking to the computer.
I haven't tried that yet, but I saw that post where you talked about it.
Yeah, it's amazing. You could say, take the character out of this picture and put it in this picture with a whole different group of people, and it make it look like it was naturally there all along. So you could, for fun, you could insert yourself into any scene that you like. We can do character swapping now. It goes way past just face swapping. It's full blown, take that character out and put a different character in their spot. And replacing backgrounds, putting new objects into a photo, like holding a product that you're demoing, all kinds of stuff. Virtual try-ons is another thing where you can take the outfit from a photo and say, put it on this person so I can see what it actually looks like.
You can find out if you do look fat in that dress.
Exactly. You can try different hairstyles. You can try all kinds of different looks. It's amazing. And then with content discovery, we've moved to no longer are you searching for anything. You basically tell the computer what you want, and it goes and gets it for you. The search engines are going to die. There's just no two ways to cut it.
Well, yesterday, I think it was, and again, we're talking in October, 2 new search engines were introduced. ChatGPT, Atlas, and Comet.
Yeah, so Atlas is more than a search engine. It's an actual browser. That's a whole new leap forward. I think that, what could go wrong by giving every keystroke to OpenAI? I think it's probably everything safe.
Yeah, privacy policy, please. Definitely.
What's the worst thing that could happen? Global domination by an evil corporation?
Can't imagine that isn't already happening. Every day, almost every day, I'm getting these samples from you. And God, I see it progressing day by day, and it's just freaking incredible to watch.
Yeah, video is where it's really at this year.
You sent me a 1 minute plus video today, which I was blown away by.
Yeah, we could do up to 10 minutes now.
Jeez, really?
Yeah, and we're not far from being able to get live on camera and present yourself as someone else in their voice, basically do a performance.
What could go wrong there, right?
Yeah, sure, that's perfectly safe.
Next presidential election, I think it's all going to come to roost.
I stick to the porn world. I don't get too involved in the political world, but I could see the problems brewing.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So what is Wowify.ai and how does it connect with porn.ai under the Lightspeed umbrella?
So Wowify is the engine that runs porn.ai. In other words, all of the AI components that had to be built, we have compliance, we have image and text generation, video generation, all of that. That is all a giant infrastructure that is set aside. And we built an API over it so that anybody could use it, including my own company, which we use it for porn AI, where that gives us the ability to make white labels for other companies or let them use the entire suite of services to create their own sites. Right now, we have something like 17 or 18 companies using our APIs.
So basically, they're using your platform.
Yes, they're using our infrastructure to run their sites.
So a lot of people who are looking at AI sites out there are actually looking at you guys.
Not exactly. The AI is fine-tuned for each company, and there's differences. Each company has their own style. They pick and choose what they like, and not everybody chooses the same things. But it is the same infrastructure, and it's built to be flexible and upgradable. So every time there's something new that comes out, we're on top of it as quickly as possible so that our downline people can get on it as quickly as possible.
Yeah. So talk about your tools specifically for adult creators. We talked about that a little earlier, who want to ethically use AI to produce or monetize their own content.
Well, one of the cool things that we have now is an image editor, where if you have a picture that you like, everything was perfect. We've all seen the example, except somebody photobombed you in the background. Removing that extra person, that's easy. But what if your hand was in an awkward spot and it makes it look like you have a deformity, or just something about the picture itself, or it's an older picture and your clothing, it looks out of date, or your hairdo isn't quite right. You can go back and update, modernize those photos, and nobody will know it's not real. It looks as good as if you took it with a real camera.
You mean I could go back in some of my old pictures and get rid of my perm?
Yeah, you could go back and make yourself as beautiful as you always wanted to be.
Yes, that would be wonderful. Kind of like you did in that picture.
Oh, I'm never going to live it down.
You won't. A couple of them now. Tell us about your new content discovery engine. How does it help users safely find and explore content without crossing ethical lines?
So it's pretty cool. It's built for existing studios, anyone who has a library of content. We all gone through this for years, trying to maintain an existing library. And when it becomes millions of photos and hundreds or thousands of hours worth of video, it just becomes unwieldy. So what this is an AI that we point it to your content library, and it goes and memorizes everything about all of it. So you don't have to tag anything. You don't have to describe anything to it. You don't have to give it titles. You don't have to tell it who is who. It figures all of it out for you. And then when I'm ready to surf content, or my user comes on the site and says, I want to see something I haven't seen before, they can point to a picture that they like, and it will pop up every other picture that is in that set and every picture in other sets that are similar. They can type in, I'm looking for a country girl wearing a cowboy hat and boots. And it will go into the library and it knows what all those things are, just like AI can generate those. By using the same tools, it can say, here's all the photos that have been made. And they don't even have to be AI photos. They can be real.
So basically, a pay site owner could use this to make their life easier.
To make their own life easier, you can use it for moderation. If you have content that people are submitting stuff to you, you need to review it all. You could say, sort everything here and only show me the stuff that looks like kids. And it can do that. So you can know to throw those things out.
But what about membership sites that have these huge content libraries? Would this help them?
Yeah, that's where I was going with this, is for website users, a lot of times the libraries get so big that the only thing that gets surfaced is the newest and most popular. And so a lot of stuff goes into glacial hibernation. So this will be good for stuff like that, where it will surface content that people may not have seen in ages. If you haven't seen it, it's new to you. There's so much good content that's been buried in these massive archives. This will help release it.
Yeah, and it will help the pay site owners from having to make maybe as much new content. It could actually probably help them get to the point where they're kind of in maintenance mode where they don't have to make new content, right?
Well, if you can surface content that the person hasn't seen before, then it's the same as a new update to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
To me, it's a serviceability tool. It makes your website easier to use. I mean, the whole point of a person going onto an adult website is to find content that they are interested in. And they're not looking to spend hours to find it. They kind of want to get the job done.
Yeah, people are impatient these days. There's no two ways about it. And they're getting really spoiled by AI by being able to go to ChatGPT and asking for something and getting it right away. I think that's making people even more impatient. Certainly doing that for me.
That's the purpose of this, is it's a very automated way to find content. It's exactly like Google image search, only it understands adult content.
And so if someone wanted to, who owns a membership site or any site really that wants to use this, how would they go about talking to you about it?
So I've just finished making a deal with Mojo Host. If anybody who's hosted at Mojo, we can run the AI on Mojo Host servers, so we don't have to move the content. It's much easier to move an AI than it is to move these terabyte libraries of content. So yeah, it's a great way for us and Mojo to team up and offer something to the industry that hasn't existed before.
Yeah, and they've really I talked to Brad recently, they've really made strides. Well, they finally got into AI. It was funny. I was kidding with Brad a month after he told me. I asked him, "Are you going to get into the AI thing?" He's like, "Oh, I don't know. I just talked to somebody, but I'm not sure." And a month later, he was announcing Mojo AI. So it was kind of interesting. But that's how fast this thing's moving.
Well, I think every adult company is going to come to that moment. AI is not going away, and it makes sense to embrace it and see how your business can use it to move into the future. I think people that don't use it are potentially going to just get left behind.
Oh, well, I think that's like any technology advance. If you don't keep up with it, it is going to leave you behind.
Well, I was around back when the internet was new and the magazine guys and the VHS guys were like, what do we need the internet for? And we're like, you might want to look into it.
Exactly.
And the same way when mobile came around.
Yeah. It's like, oh, nobody's going to watch anything on mobile. And now what is it, 80%?
Oh, it's at least 80%. It's probably more now.
Yeah, exactly. Your compliance filter processes millions of AI requests daily and is accepted by major payment processors. How did you achieve that level of trust in such a sensitive space? And is it available to others?
Yeah, well, definitely did not happen overnight. I've had a 26-year relationship with CC Bell. We are always been very, very close with CC Bell.
Geographically, too.
We're both in Phoenix, and because the Phoenix Forum gave us lots of quality time to bond. Anyway, when I started this, I was one of the first to come to CC Bell and say, I want to build an AI site. How do we do it? And the bank immediately said no.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I can imagine.
All of the banks are shy about AI, and rightfully so. It's a complicated, controversial, and sensitive topic. And these bankers definitely don't necessarily understand it. They understand risk, but they just feel like this is too much. They've already got a lot on their plate, and this is just too much to add.
They got a lot on their plate with adult right now.
Well, yeah. And I think that CC Bill, because they have been so conservative over the years, they were able to absorb some risk. And because they've known me for so long, I feel like I had a little bit of an advantage there. I talked him into, let me try.
Yeah, your relationship with CC Bell. I mean, hell, I remember the naked dodgeball that you used to do for them when you had the Lightspeed girls. And that goes back how many years?
It's all the way back to 2004 or so.
Jesus. Anyway, you were saying.
Yeah, so I talked them into, let me try. I think we can make it work. Let me give it an honest try. And they were willing to just let me see if we can make it work. And after 2 years of, all right, we're running. We've seemed to have avoided the majority of these problems. We're not playing games. Our users aren't complaining, and we're not generating a lot of controversy.
Right. You never generate controversy.
Well, not with this. I don't play around with AI.
I know.
But it came to the point, I think I saw them at the CCville guys at a baseball game last spring. And we started talking. They said that they've got a lot of AI companies calling in, but they don't have good compliance the way that we do. And it just seemed like a natural idea. Why don't we offer our compliance system to everybody? It's low cost. And because CCBill and their bank have already seen it, it fast tracks anybody to get compliance and billing who uses it. And we've kind of got a coalition of AI sites now, and everybody has input onto how should it work, what should we block, what should be okay. There are some disagreements, but overall, we all agree on the major points, and that's really what it's for.
I'm sure it's good for their business. AI porn raises tough questions about consent, likeness, and ownership. How do you prevent your platforms from being misused for non-consensual or celebrity deepfakes?
So, a couple of ways. First off, we don't allow uploads of any kind, not from the users. Our business-to-business systems are a little different because they have relationships and contracts with their models and performers. Of course, they can upload pictures of them. But as long as the paperwork is all in order, the same as if we were shooting content. But for consumers, we just, first off, don't allow them to upload anything. That is where most of the problems start. Is I want to see a naked celebrity. I'm in love with my neighbor. I want to see her naked, a teacher or whoever. So by eliminating that, most of those problems go away. And then our compliance engine will block celebrity names. If it doesn't know if it's a celebrity, it will actually go onto the internet and look it up. It looks at Wikipedia and IMDb and a few other places. It also will block trademark and copyrighted names. You can't say, show me a picture of Harry Potter. It says, nope, that's a trademark name. We're not going to go there. So that is the vast majority of the likeness issues are avoided there. It just can't be the Wild West. We're trying to show that we can be responsible with this.
Well, it kind of is, but you're doing a good job of controlling it.
I was going to say, I was just in Prague and met with several AI companies, and I was pleasantly surprised to find out that we're mostly in the same boat. We're all conscientious and trying to be responsible, and it's a matter of tell us what the rules are, and we will follow them. The problem is right now everybody's sort of guessing because there's no rule book. And there's still a little inconsistency. I noticed that the European companies aren't necessarily as worried about compliance as the US companies are. I see that as CC BIL being strict.
Yeah. Well, that leads me into my next question. If new regulations or licensing requirements are introduced for AI-generated adult content, what should they look like, and what role should companies like Lightspeed play in shaping them?
It always comes down to consent and licensing. For example, we have a library of content. I think it's 1 million photos and 1,000 hours of video or something to that effect. And I can use those to train an AI. Any company that owns the rights to their own content is sitting on a gold mine, because sooner or later, they're going to say, all right, open source doesn't cut it because there's no source of truth. We don't know if the person had rights to use this content in its training data. So they're going to say you have to have a documented set of training data. That's just like we can say we have records for every girl we ever shot. We have a record for every photo that went into our training library. I think that it's going to give a real opportunity to companies who have these old content libraries. And it's not going to be, hey, I want to give up the likenesses of Tawny Stone and Jordan Capri. It's not going to work that way. It's going to be, I want to teach an AI what does a woman look like and what does naked dodgeball look like.
Oh, I remember that, and it brings back very positive images from over the years.
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah, except for when that news helicopter went over. That wasn't too cool.
Oh, that was fun.
Well, yeah, it was all part of the fun, wasn't it? Damn near closed the show down. Oh, you gotta love Arizona.
Yeah, that was the only year we had to cancel dodgeball.
Yeah, that sucked. So there's a growing debate about whether AI sexual content helps or harms society. From your perspective, can AI porn actually make human sexuality safer and healthier?
That is a tough question. I could argue this one both ways. I think that for someone who's lonely and has nowhere to turn, this is literally a lifeline. It's somebody who's available all the time and who can just listen to them and interact with them. It's so much better. I talked to a guy who said he just can't understand AI companions. And I said that I'm guessing you've never spent a Friday night alone or asked a girl out who said no. He's like, no, I haven't. That's exactly it.
Don Juan DeMarco, huh?
Well, he was a young, good-looking guy. But the point is, if some people don't understand loneliness and other people understand it very, very well. So AI, in a way, I see it personally as a video game. I don't think that interacting with an AI is competing with interacting with people. I think it's just a time killer, something fun to do that the AI, it's a novelty, and it's also just entertaining. You can kind of be not only is the AI a different character, but you can be a different character.
Yeah, I love it. Steve, I'd like to thank you for being back with us today on Adult Side Broker Talk. And I hope we'll get a chance to do this again soon. I'm sure we will.
Yeah, we're still here and we're still growing. I'm sure in another year we'll have all sorts of new stuff to talk about. We haven't even scratched the surface of VR and AR and robotics, which that's all coming soon.
Okay. We'll talk about it next time. Thank you. My broker tip today is part 2 of how to buy a site. Last week, we discussed first deciding the type of site you want to buy, and then establishing what your budget is. Next, it's time to look for your new website. So where do you look? Well, Adult Site Broker is a great place to start. We always have a nice variety of website and non-website properties for sale, but if there's a particular type of site you want, we can also act as your buyer's broker to help you find just the right site. Other places to look are boards like xbiz.net and gfy.com, but to be completely honest, unless what you're looking for is a really low-end property, you're probably not going to find what you're looking for there. Of course, you could contact site owners yourself, but take it from someone who does it for a living. It's a major hassle, and it can be really hard to even find out who owns a site. Almost all adult sites use Whois privacy from their domain registrar, so when you send them an email, it will be an anonymous address, and in most cases, the emails aren't returned. We have a huge database of sellers and generally know who owns what. And if it's a website of note, if we don't know who owns it, we can usually find out. We'll talk about this subject more next week. And next week, we'll be speaking with sex coach Cam Frazier. And that's it for this week's Adult Side Broker Talk. I'd once again like to thank my guest, Steve Lightspeed from porn.ai and Wowify.ai. Talk to you again next week on Adult Side Broker Talk. I'm Bruce Friedman.